All right, here we go. Dakota Bauer, fresh onto the mats here at Colorado School of Mines, coming from
Kutztown University.
Yeah.
Yep. Coming from Kutztown University. I coached out there where I got my master's as well. I was out there for about 4 years.
Okay.
Yep. And I worked my way up from graduate assistant all the way up to associate head coach. So
Okay.
It's awesome.
You could duck, and everybody behind in this could see why you came out here from PA.
Yep.
But besides the obvious in the background here, why the move from PA out here? What kind of opportunity are you seeing here?
Yeah, it's pretty phenomenal. When I came through the application process and I was talking to Austin, we were really dug deep into it for a few weeks to really see if this was going to be a great fit. And the big thing that I looked at is to see the progression of the program, where the program's going. And over the past 10 years, when Austin's taken over, I mean, they've went from bottom of the barrel all the way to top 10 in the country. So to seeing that what they've been able to do and just kind of being a part of that and being able to take it to now they're around the 10 to 12 mark in the country, having the opportunity to be able to climb and crack that top 10 and make that kind of a standard for every year and make it a standard to be RMAC conference champs. They've done it before, so to be able to come on board and help make that happen year in and year out and work with these guys. I think the big thing when I was going through the application process and really getting to know these guys is these guys are phenomenal students, all right? So while they're phenomenal students, they're engineers, these guys are hard workers, okay? So hard workers, this trickles over to everything in life. So if they're great students, to be a great student, you gotta be a hard worker. So the things that they're doing, they're hard working in the classroom, they're hard working on the mat, these things trickle over into life. They're hard working in their jobs, they're hard working in their field, they're hard working in taking care of their bodies. So they're kind of the epitome of a student athlete that you want to coach. So for me to be able to coach these guys is pretty phenomenal. I'm learning from these guys just as much as they're learning from me.
So there's no more evidence than a spot that's over here to my left. I won't show it. A little bit of somebody's lunch that ended up. The point is, you're talking about hard work. I didn't hear one complaint.
No.
I didn't hear anybody, dragging their head or anything like that. You're getting them in shape. There's nothing like a wrestler that's getting in shape, but you're telling me that these guys are primed and ready. They're already there mentally, so you feel like you can come in and make a difference on the mat for them.
Absolutely. And right now it's about fine-tuning these guys, all right? So they take a little bit of time. So these guys are engineers, so they're taking the time off in the summer. These guys are getting the internships, the career fairs. These guys are taking advantage of those opportunities in the summer. So they should be a little bit out of shape right now, Rob. These guys should be hungry to get back, kind of out of shape. There's a couple guys that kind of yacked a little bit on the side, but that's good. That means they're pushing themselves. And sometimes once we get into season, things that I'm going to notice with these guys, it's not of putting a foot in their butt of these guys should be working out, these guys should be training more. It's actually the opposite, kind of pulling the reins back on these guys. These guys are hungry to get on the mat. We have our off days, our Tuesdays and Fridays off the mat, and these guys are hitting me up like crazy to get on the mat, where some days I have to turn them down. These guys have to active recovery, they have to take it off. So it's different. It's different.
All right, former Division I guy yourself that goes Division II. Now, a couch potato like me looks at the big schools of the world, and of course, in Ohio we have D2, we have D3, right? We have successful programs as well. My point is, I want to give exposure to those kids, those wrestlers that are out there right now that might be on the cusp, but Division II, you went from D1 to D2.
Yep.
What's the difference? And are they still going to have a lot of competition here at Division II?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's what we try to explain to our recruits that come up all the time, because you have a lot of those guys that are Division I or bust, in a sense of where it's either Division I and they think that's really everything else. If they don't make it Division I, or if they don't go to the top Division I school, really what is the point? But the big thing about Division II is the balance, all right? The balance that we tell our guys is balance of wrestling, social life, and academics, all right? And social life, I'm not talking about going out, doing those types of things. Social life as in getting involved in career fairs, getting involved in internships. Doing those things are gonna set you up for after college wrestling. That's the biggest difference between Division I and Division II. That's in my eyes, and that's what we try to preach from the top down to our guys, is that balance. Division I, you're training year round, you're training for that top spot. I mean, that's what you're there for. You're there to be the top guy. In Division II, you're there to get a degree along with being All-American National Champ. Okay, but it's not going to come at the expense of classwork. It's not going to come at the expense of landing that phenomenal job that you wanted. So it's really just the balance between those three.
All right, talk to the wrestling mom. that's out there
Yep.
right now going, Colorado School of Mines, what is going on here?
Yep.
Why is this on my wrestler's radar? Talk to her. Maybe she's from Ohio.
Yeah.
Maybe she's from PA. Maybe she's from Illinois. You have some Illinois guys on your roster, right?
Yeah.
Talk to the mom and say, here's what your wrestler's going to get here, Colorado
Yeah.
School of Mines.
Yeah, talking to mom. It's awesome. We should probably take out the part where one of our guys just puked in a workout, but it's preseason, so that happens. But talking to mom, talking to dad, it's one of the best engineering schools in the country. One of the best engineering schools in the country. Now, those schools come with a price tag, all right? It's going to be a little bit more expensive, but the long run, when you're making the higher salary, you're making more of an income, you have more opportunities, that's going to do dividends, all right? That's going to do dividends compared to another school like a traditional state school. And the location here, I mean, it's pretty incredible, all right? We're in the mountains, 10 minutes, we're kind of in the mountains right where we're at here in Golden. We're in the city in 15 minutes. We're at the ski resort in 45 minutes. There's endless things to do. We have lakes here, mountains, the city. There's not really much else you can ask for. And the weather has been phenomenal. And I tell you what, Rob, it's pretty incredible. Since I've been out, somebody told me this when I came out too, the bugs. There is no bugs. They're like, you're going to go out there, there's going to be no bugs, there's going to be no gnats, no mosquitoes. I haven't swatted away a gnat or mosquito since I've been out.
It's prime mosquito season in PA and
Yep.
Ohio right now. I'll
Yep.
tell you that. So you're probably not missing that at all.
I know, I'm fortunate. So those little things are things that add up. The big thing is the location, all right? What comes with location is opportunity. So the opportunities are endless here. And it's a phenomenal school. I mean, it's tough to get into, all right? Because they're seeking the best student athlete, the best student, sorry. But then along with that, we're seeking the best student athlete as coaches. So it's the epitome of being a student athlete in college.
All right, new to the program, I already mentioned that,
Mm-hmm.
but let's talk about coaches, right? Coach
Yep.
DeVoe isn't here today, which
Yep.
is why I'm talking to you, and thanks for rolling out the red carpet for me.
bet.
It's awesome. Talk to me about the other coaches you have on staff here at this Division II school, right?
Yeah, it's pretty phenomenal. I was telling you earlier. So we have a unique coaching staff. It's probably one of the best coaching staffs in Division II. One of our assistants was one of my former teammates. He was before my time. Was David Zabriskie. David Zabriskie was a national champ at Iowa State. It was phenomenal. I remember when I was a young freshman going to the locker room. First time I stepped in the locker room, David Zabriskie was there all strapped up walking out, and I didn't know really what to say. I was looking at him, and I was like, man, that's David Zabriskie. So now I have the opportunity to coach with a guy like that. The knowledge with him is endless. We have a couple other guys. Mitch Minotti, he was an All-American for Lehigh, Pennsylvania guy. Another stud. Another guy that has knowledge through the roof. Jake Arnone from Cornell. He's a guy who went to an Ivy League. He's smart. He knows how to break everything down, and he's in the room a lot. So we're fortunate to get these guys in the room every week. Our guys are the things that they learn from these guys are endless. And again, as coaches, we're all learning off each other. So we're learning off not only our athletes but our other coaches. So it's awesome.
You're sharpening your tools, I see as well. Obviously, a natural-born leader, I can tell. What are your goals as a coach this year, and then maybe look into the future just a little bit?
Yeah. So goals. You think of the benchmarks of where you want to go, and I think this year, working with these guys, really getting to know them, build phenomenal relationships with these guys. These relationships that you make with these guys, it's going to do dividends, all right? It's going to do dividends of whether it's going to pay off on the mat or not. What it's going to do is it's going to get these guys to invest in you. They're going to invest in the relationships. These guys are going to run through a brick wall for you. Think about when you're competing for mom and dad, and you know you want to win for these guys, all right? You build a phenomenal relationship with these guys as a coach. These guys want to run through a brick wall for you. So invest in their relationships this first year. Really get these guys to buy in. By the end of the year, things start clicking. Conference championship is one that we have to make a standard of every year, you know, not only because our bosses expect it, they expect the athletic programs to win a conference championship, but as coaches, we expect our guys to buy in and do that. And then those guys take care of that. The ball gets rolling for themselves, for the team, get a couple All-Americans, national champ, kind of right in that top 10 mark of where we're looking to be.
Yep,
So,
awesome.
Yep.
All right, Coach, thanks again for having me out. I appreciate it. What am I missing? Do you have anything else?
I don't. Just kind of do a scan around of,
Yeah.
of the mountains, but this is Colorado School of Mines. This is pretty phenomenal. We have a phenomenal group of guys. Again, like you said, none of the guys complain. The guys buy in. They ask a lot of questions. It's a phenomenal group, phenomenal coaching staff, phenomenal area. It's a lot. It's great.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me out.
Appreciate it. Thanks.